Hey guys, it's Josh here, and today, well, we're talking about the Xbox Series S and why, of course, it's better than you already think it is. So, what is the Xbox Series S? I know some of you at home don't know what it is. It's basically a cheaper and weaker console coming alongside the Series S. It's meant for, of course, 1080p/1440p gaming. It's not meant for the 4K number. It's just meant for people that don't have a 4K TV or just don't even care about 4K gaming because, well, it's cheaper, $200 cheaper to be exact, which is a big number to actually talk about. Think about what else you could buy with that. You could buy a very professional headset, you could buy storage for your new console, a bunch of games. There's a lot of things $200 can get you. And so, why are people hating on it though? That's what I want to talk about really. You know what the console is, it sounds good, but why are people hating on it? Especially people that think basically next-gen gaming, or of course some developers that don't understand how teraflops are measured. I don't want to really criticize developers because they probably know, but they get concerned with new consoles because that means it's the borderline set for gaming. You have to have a console run your game, and then you can worry about PC and all that easier stuff to, of course, program because they're more powerful. So what is the number that people are concerned about? You can read over there, there's a bunch of statistics. Let's go through them. CPU, pretty good, 8 cores, Zen 2, a little weaker than the, of course, Xbox Series X CPU, but honestly, that CPU is also more powerful than the PS5, so it's good number. SSD, 500 gigabytes less, okay. Seems pretty good. Like, it's cheaper, it's not meant to be like that. Okay, let's get down. Okay, GPU, this is what people are concerned about right here. So you can see the Xbox Series X has 12 teraflops. That's a lot. That's a pretty big number for a console. This is like current gen PC stuff. It's basically meant to be a 2080 Super, a GPU I own. That's a pretty respectable teraflop number. Series S has 4 teraflops, and that sounds concerning. I won't lie. For someone that doesn't know what a teraflop is, or just don't understand GPUs at all, which also, if you don't know what GPU is, that's the graphics processing unit. That's how your game renders. That sounds concerning. That sounds significantly weaker. For example, the PS5 is set to be around 9 to 10 teraflops, but that 4 teraflops doesn't really sound that great. Alright, but let me get to why you shouldn't be concerned. That number's just perfectly respectable. Think about it this way. Those other consoles, those high-end $500 consoles, are meant for 4K 120Hz gaming. That's a number the $700 when released, of course, 2080 Super did pretty well. That's what they are aiming towards. 12 teraflops, just like the PC GPU, and of course they're releasing new technology to help that, especially Microsoft with, of course, new architectures and of course new technologies. Super cool, honestly. DirectX 12 will of course make their games run easier, but let's get back to the Series X though. 4 teraflops. Here's the thing for you though, Xbox Series S is targeting that 1440p number, which is literally less, it's half of 4K. So think about it, for run 1440p just super smoothly, 6 teraflops sounds pretty good. And this 4 teraflop number is measuring in a older architecture measurement system. Realistically, compared to newer GPUs, it's running around 6 to 7 teraflops, which you probably still don't understand what a teraflop is, but that's still pretty respectable. For only $200 less, we're focusing on 1440p and 1080p gaming. That is good. That is really good. Think about it like this. If you're a PC gamer, you probably researched GPUs before, but if you haven't, I'll explain to you. So remember I talked about the 2080 Super, the top tier graphics card right now. Basically, for a majority of people that don't want to get in the TIs and rent more professional render card. That's top tier gaming. That's where the Xbox Series S and PS4 is. Or not PS4, PS5 is. Now bring down notch, or say 2070 Super, 2060 Super, 2060 to 1660 Super. This is where the Series S is. Graphics card meant for 1080p and 1440p gaming. And they're around that teraflop measurement. Super respectable GPUs that get the job done. they get that number. They get that 1440p number, and they can play it just well. I want to give you guys also that CPU. Basically, the CPU is a big number in this too, because that's what's handling the majority of processes in the game other than the render. There's some really impressive numbers right now with Xbox Velocity architecture, utilizing the CPU and GPU at the same time, creating just crazy good results. Measuring it, of course, in this new system, honestly, I think the Xbox Series S is people are underwhelming about it. It's honestly pretty great to hear that 1440p 120 is going to be available on this $200, imagine $300 for 1440p 120. That is unheard of today, even on GPU sides. The cheapest GPU that can do that is around $350, and you of course need to buy an SSD, well, storage of some kind, a case, a motherboard. To get it like that, that's a $700 to $800 thing. For Microsoft to release that at $300, this is going to be honestly the future of gaming. It still has all the capabilities of ray tracing, that super fast SSD. It's super impressive, and that's why you shouldn't be concerned about the Series S at all. It's going to be able to handle the next 7 years of gaming because it's meant to handle things at less than 4K. I just want you to, of course, remember this. 4K takes a lot to run. It's literally double 1440p, and that's super cool. That's why they need that 10-12 teraflop number. The Series S isn't focused on that. It's not going to be a bottleneck in any way. For example, the Xbox One X, a 4K 60 FPS gaming machine, is bottlenecked. A $500 console 3-4 years ago is bottlenecked today because of its CPU. Microsoft realized that. They put a pretty great CPU in both of these consoles, faster than of course the PS5s and the Series S's. They remembered their mistake and they're ready for this next gen of technology. If you don't think that they accounted for, of course, next gen gaming, you are stupid when it comes to these new consoles. I just really want to get this out there. I know there's a lot of confusion right now. Some of my sources for this video of course Tom Warren, he got very personal with the Xbox Series X. A bunch of YouTubers did too. Austin Evans, iJustine, people like that got hands-on with the Xbox Series X. Non-real models, but they got the performance and stuff from Microsoft to talk about. They also got the real life size comparison though with models of super small technology. Basically all this video is, I hope this informed some of you guys. Really don't know what else to say other than the Series S is a bargain, especially with their all access plan of $25 a month for I think 24 months, which if you do the math is pretty good. Like, I know it's a payment plan, but you get a bunch of things with it. Xbox Game Pass Ultimate for the whole duration of that for 24, so 2 years. So you get 2 years of Game Pass with a brand new console with all the Microsoft games and some third-party games with them for like I think $600-700 for that payment plan. Like, that sounds pretty good, honestly. Alright, now I'm just ranting at this point, but let me end the video. I'm hoping this actually informs some of you guys, and I'm hoping you guys aren't concerned about the Series S if you were going to pick it up, and I'm hoping for some of you guys that couldn't afford a 4K TV that you thought about, oh my god, I'm wasting my potential of my $500 console, that you look at the Series S reasonably and actually look into it. It won't be bottlenecked by anything, honestly. So, well, that's all I can say. If you like this type of more tech talk video, leave a like. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe. It really helps me out. And, well, if you also dislike this video, leave a dislike and let me know why in the comments below, because this is a different type of video for me to make, and I do apologize if it wasn't that great. I thought this is pretty good. Okay, I know I'm just ranting again. Goodbye and have a great day.